ladies and gents, once again you join me on Millbrook fishery. Back from the session that I was on when we started spawning, so rebooked on for the 28th. So I'm here, the rods are out, I'm in peg 4. My lad wanted peg 8 and then there was just pairs really, so we did a draw. I got number 1, so me and my mate come in 4 and 6. I'm hopeful that something happens because I've seen some fish crash, in front of the island just behind me. When we first got here, so the rod's gone straight out on that. Everything's baited, everything's set up, so just waiting for that all important bite now. There's 7 of us on, there's 3 and 2, and obviously us in 4 and 6, and then peg 8, and then 1 and 12. So sort of spread out. There is a big chunk of the other side that's not being fished, so it could be worth having a mooch around tomorrow and seeing what happens. But yeah, we're back at it again. The rods needing very good clean because they are dirty. But yeah, and a few of you eagle-eyed viewers would know, or would have seen that they are actually different rods from what I normally use. They are the Kaizen 12-foot 3.5 pound test curve rods, and they are the dog's bollocks really. They send you out as far as you want, but then the tip's got a really nice playing action and it proper goes with the fish. So yeah, everything's set up. I'll show you where I'm fishing and what exactly I'm using. To be honest, what baits I'm using doesn't really change for anywhere I go really. It's always the same. Spar bait 16 and 12 mil voodoo, and cyber spice boilies, and then some pellets. I brought a bucket of maize again, and I'm fishing 2 yellows, or 1 bright yellow and then 1 washed out yellow, which is what I was doing while on down at that lake on my last video. So yeah, looking forward to it. Come off on the 1st of June, which is the Saturday, so hopeful that we can manage to get something in the net and on the bank for you all to have a look at. I'm sure between the 2 of us, I'm sure someone will have something to show for it. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much else going on. I'll show you where I'm fishing now, and then I'll show you like what I'm using as a hook bait. It was just a guy spotting that one. But yeah, I'll show you where I'm fishing and what I'm using now. Right, well I've moved to the opposite side just for the day. It's coming to the end now, and realistically I sort of want to be getting back into my swim and into my peg really. Come round into peg 10. It's about off. Well, it's 10 to 5 now, so probably should start heading back over to the other peg and getting ready and set up for the night. I'm not going to put any more bait in. I'm just going to sit on them. I might find a spot that's where the fish were showing last night. Might try and find a spot around that area, and see if we can get a bite that way. But I'm not too sure what to do, if I'm honest. The wind is due to. Sorry, I'm quite tired. The wind is due to change, and it's due to start blowing a southwesterly tonight, about closer to 12 and closer to tomorrow really, and then it's blowing all into the southwesterly. It's blowing from southwesterly, so it's sort of blowing straight into my swim really. So I'm hopeful of a bite. I'm hopeful that something will happen. I come round here and I flicked out 2 solid bags, so I'm just tempted to fish on a solid bag tonight as well. Maybe just snare one of these fish as they're passing over and whatnot. Hopefully try and make something of it. But yeah, it's been a quiet day for me, really. The lad or the guy in peg 8, he's had 3 fish today. So we had 1 earlier today, so I decided to move around, and then as I was moving around, he had another one, and then half an hour later he'd had another one. So he'd had 3 fish in the space of an hour and a half really, which is mega for on here. I think the biggest was like a 29-12 or something like that, so around about that size. I know it was a 29 pounder, but not too sure what the actual size of it was. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna carry on with me time on Millbrook and in peg 4, and see what happens. But it's been quite warm today. It's been really warm, so I think that's why the fish have sort of migrated down towards peg 8 ways, because they seem to like the shallower water in the warm weather. So I think I'm gonna sort out my rods now and take everything back round to my swim, and then right, have a few hours kept as well, just and I'll get the rods back out and I'll sort everything out. Hopefully now the fish sort of feel a bit safer around in my area, because I've put out some rods over here where no one's sort of put any rods, so it could have moved them on, could have moved them about, which I'm hopeful that it has, but I haven't had anything yet. I haven't had any liners or any indications or seen anything to indicate that there is fish here. But then again, you never know what's underneath the surface, and you never know what's happening down below really. So yeah, I'm gonna put the camera down, probably sort everything out now and get ready to move back round to my side of the lake. Might make up some solid bags and then put them out again tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Right, well ladies and gents, nothing happened last night. I moved back around into my swim, from peg 10 back into peg 4. Nothing happened. In peg 10, the lad in peg 10 had 3 fish within the space of an hour and a half from peg 8. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain really. We're on the last full day now, and tonight's the last night that we're here. So I'm hoping that something happens. I woke up this morning about 7 o'clock and there was fish fizzing their head off in between the 2 islands, and a couple of fish were crashing. But they were sort of past where I can cast really, and they were sort of in the other, just past the post that's on the island, which shows you where you can cast to. But that seems to have died off a bit now. Now that the morning's gone on, seems to have died off quite a bit. The wind has changed as to what I thought it would do yesterday. It's now blowing in towards peg 2 and 3, and sort of into my area a bit, but not as much as it is into peg 3 and 2. But yeah, I'm keeping to my spots now. Still got me rod on the island shelf, and then I've still got that rod in open water in between the 2 islands. So yeah, I'm hopeful that something's going to happen. But only time will tell now. The lads that are in peg 2 and 3, I think they are leaving. I think they are leaving tonight, or today, should I say. I think he said about midday, 12 o'clock. So it could work in my favour, but again, it also could not. With the amount of angling, there's not that many people on, but everyone's sort of divvied up on one side of the lake. So peg 1's taken 2, 3, I'm in 4, and then my friend Lee is in 6. So there's still a few pegs, like peg 5 and peg 7, that are free on this side, but I think because of the amount of angling pressure that's on this side of the lake, it sort of has pushed them to the other side, and the other pegs that no one's been fishing at all this week, apart these last few days, apart from obviously when I moved round into there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The fish could move into this area and this side of the lake when those 2 leave. But other than that, there's not really been much action. On the first night, the lad in peg 1, he managed to catch a 19-pounder. And then obviously peg 8. You 8, lad? Eh? But yeah, no one else has had it. He's had 3. He can swivel. He can swivel. Yeah, so peg 8's had 3, and the lad in peg 1's had 1. So I'm hopeful that something's going to happen, but who knows. They've all sort of come off solid bags though, really. Well, I think everything's come off with solid bag. So I've changed my island rod, changed that onto a solid bag with a little voodoo wafter. A little voodoo wafter from Squirrel Baits, little black one. So it sort of represents a pellet, but it's one of them really. The lake. A lot of the regulars say the lake's quite a bit of a head flag with spots and tactics and stuff like that. It's quite temperamental as to what it wants, and sometimes if you've got on what it wants, sometimes it can just spear them on. I think every fish has come off with dark hook bait as well, so I have swapped over both rods to a dark hook bait. So I've got this, obviously I've got the voodoo wafter on the PVA bag rod, and then I've also got the Cyber Spice cork dust pop-up thing. So that's kind of a darker colour, and that's on the Ronnie rig on a helicopter system. as sort of the spot in the middle. It's not clean, but it's not mega weedy, if you know what I mean. It's got like a big, it's silty really, so I helped it to fish with the helicopter system, just so the leg can plug into the silt if it wants to, which I think it has. And there's a bit of debris on the bottom, so I haven't opted to fish with a wafter on that rod, which I might have a go of fishing a wafter on that rod a bit later tonight or a bit later today if nothing happens and whatnot on that rod. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got my morning breakfast on, sausage and bacon. I'm gonna have that on a butty, and we'll see what happens tonight. I'm hopeful of something, but you never know with fishing. That's why it's called fishing and not called catching. But yeah, so I'm gonna chow down on this once they're finished cooking, and then I will update you if anything comes off the lake or I catch one. But it's going to be a tricky 24 hours now, so I am hopeful that something will happen, as I'm confident in what I'm using, as it's worked on here before, so I don't see why I wouldn't have the opportunity to catch. But you never know. If they're not on what you're fishing, then you sort of got no chance really. And obviously if they're not in your area, like you saw with my last video, on that club water location is one of the biggest things in carp fishing that you need to get right, and if you don't get it right, you can be fishing effectively and the best you can, but obviously if they're not on you, then you sort of a bit stuck really. So yeah, I'm gonna finish cooking my breakfast and then probably see what's happening around the lake. Lee the bailiff hasn't been round yet though, so because it is spitting with rain now, so you never know, something might switch them on with this rain and whatnot and get them to feed. I don't think the press is quite low today, so we'll see what it's like throughout the day, and then I could possibly move from here and go fish a different peg, but it's just, you can't see what's underneath the water, so you don't 100% know really, do you? So it's one of them, but like I say, we'll see what happens and see what time they are leaving today, and then I'll probably make a judgment based on that, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm gonna put the camera down, sort out my breakfast, and then go out to see what everyone, or what some people are doing. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Well, after struggling for a couple of days, just sat in my bivvy, just watching a bit of Netflix, and Rod gave a couple of beeps, so I peeped my head out the door and my bobbin lifted up. So it's a bit like what it has been doing before, but then it carried on beeping and rising and rising and rising, so it was a really slow take really. and then when it hit the top and tightened up, the fish swam straight towards me, so I got a massive drop back. So I picked the rod up, hit into it, and it kited quite far right, sort of towards me, and then but to right down towards peg 3. But yeah, buzzing, £26. So I'm not blanking now, which I'm happy about. So yeah, the rod's gone straight back out. Put a new hook on as the hook was done. Put a new hook on and got it straight back out on to the spot where it was. So I'm hoping that there's a big group of fish that are there, and I can snare one in the process. So we'll see how it goes, see what happens. But yeah, absolutely buzzed and made up with that fish. Come on a dark hook bait, the one of the Cyber Spice cork dust pop-ups. It's dark, that one is, so that's gone straight back out again. Fresh hook bait, fresh hook, straight back out on the spot, waiting for another one to eventually come over. My landing net strings, oh, it's a bit cold out now. It started to rain again now, but yeah, can't grumble with that at all. £26 on the nose. Yeah, absolutely made up with that one. So I'm going to put the camera back down now, probably get inside my bivvy and see what the rest of the evening has to offer. A little bit of action on the left hand rod. That might I'm hopeful that's on a that's the solid bag cast towards the island. They are backleaded, so it could be a fish running through the line or just scraping across the line towards the rig. But I'll try and show you this hook. If you can see there, the hook point is bent back on itself. Ooh, the hook point's bent back on itself, so fish was definitely hooked. As it jumped out the water, but I'm not really sure what happened. It's the first I've had to crimp the barb. I am fishing barbed, or micro barb should I say, but just to get everything off so I could change the hook quickly, I've crimped the barb. But yeah, the hook point's done, so I'll get me hook sharpening tool out and I'll give that a good sharp. Got another one in the net from the middle on the Ronnie rig again. Bosh. Angry bugger, ain't she? It'll finish. Let's go. Well, after losing one earlier today, that has definitely brought me spirits up a lot higher. I just got out my bivvy, enjoying a nice beer and Madry, and the rod. I was sorting a few bits and bobs out with me stuff and just putting stuff on the barrow now. And then yeah, one toner just rips straight off, so can't complain really, cannot complain. But yeah, so I've had two in the same day. Well happy with that, as it's the first time I've ever had more than one fish on a session here at Millbrook. And if they're on you and you're in the right place, you can definitely build up a hit of fish on a session. So yeah, that lovely spawned out mirror weighed in at £26, 7 ounces, so 7 ounces bigger than the one before. But yeah, come out in open water again, same rod, fished on the Cyber Spice cork dust pop-ups. So yeah, it seems to be darks that are working these few days. Seems to be darks. There's they got hammered. I think they got hammered on yellers before. The lads that were on before us, they got hammered by yellers, and there's fizzing up there now. So I'm hopeful for another bite. That rod going out doesn't seem to have spooked them at all. Went out first chuck. So yeah, 100% confident in having another fish tonight, or even later today. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Definitely worth coming here to Millbrook Fisheries if you're sort of in the area, or you're thinking of somewhere to fish. It's got a good head of fish. Obviously you're not guaranteed to catch, because you're not guaranteed to catch anywhere, but it is a mega place, and it's a place that I love coming to on a regular basis. I haven't fished it as much this year as I have or should have done, with it being right on my doorstep. But yeah, cannot wait, and cannot grumble at having 2 fish within the space of 4 hours. So there's definitely more to come, I think, and there's definitely going to be more action around the lake, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the night brings. And tomorrow morning, a lot of my stuff now is packed up and ready to go. So yeah, honestly, the amount of fizzing that's going on in the middle in them 2 sections, it'd be stupid not to have a rod in there. And I've now got 2 rods in there, because I moved me rod that was on the marginal shelf on the island. I've moved that now, and that's also fishing in the middle, but that's on a solid bag. And nothing's come off that yet, which I'm quite surprised. There's all the fish yesterday just was coming off on solid bags. So yeah, I'm very surprised that that hasn't gone, but hey ho, I'm still catching, so there's nothing else I can ask for. But yeah, so I'll put the camera down now, probably finish putting putting the rest of me stuff away in my bags and whatnot, and hopefully catch a few carp along the way. So we're going to put the camera down now, sort everything out, sit behind my rods, and just wait for that next bite. Did you not, 30 seconds after doing that clip, my rod has started beeping again. The bobby's lifted up slightly, but I don't think there's anything on the end, so I'm just going to loosen the clutch off and lay it down a bit more, and then hopefully it rips off again. And that has come 2 minutes after putting the rod back out and finishing that clip. Previously, I cannot believe that there's still fish feeding on that spot, even though I've just cast straight towards them. A lot of people say that not the fish in here don't like being cast on, but it hasn't seemed to put them off at all today whatsoever. But yeah, so I'll see what happens. See what happens in a minute. Still fish fizzing. I don't know if you can see, it's just past this. Probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but yeah, I think you might just be able to see it just above my fingertip. But yeah, we'll see what the rest of the day has to offer. Wind is hacking in down this end now, so I'm very hopeful of a bite. Obviously, but 2 days have gone past and not had a thing, and then today it's just gone off. So yeah, we'll see what happens.